Join me as I take on the challenge of surviving a week with my Malinois, who has completely turned my life upside down. So, if you guys haven't already guessed, I'm a proud owner of a Belgian Malinois, and let me tell you, it's been a wild ride. And when I say wild, I mean absolutely chaotic. From sleepless nights to endless destruction, this dog has tested my patience in ways I never could have imagined. The energy level of this breed is absolutely unreal. I always thought I was pretty active, but my Malinois puts me to shame. It's like they run on some kind of perpetual motion machine, never needing rest or a break. I'll take them on a morning jog, followed by a play session in the park, and just when I think we're winding down, they're ready for more. And not just a little more, like, let's sprint across the yard for another hour more. It's been a constant challenge to keep them mentally and physically stimulated. And frankly, I'm not sure if I'm succeeding. Beyond the energy, let's talk about the sheer destruction they've brought into my home. If you can imagine it, they've probably chewed it, clawed it, or thrown it across the room. My shoes are all but gone. My poor favorite leather boots were the first to go. It wasn't just a nibble here and there. No, it was full-on destruction. I once caught them halfway through shredding a couch cushion. I walked in to find fluff everywhere, like it had snowed in my living room. The expression on their face was a mix of pride and innocence, as if they were saying, "Look at what I did! Aren't you proud?" Then there are the training battles. I thought I had a decent handle on training dogs, but the Malinois has humbled me. This breed is clever. Like, too clever for their own good. You tell them to sit and they're like, "I know what that means, but what if I just don't?" They're constantly testing boundaries, seeing just how much they can get away with. I've had to get creative, trying different methods and strategies to outsmart them. And just when I think I've got them figured out, they throw me a curveball, like finding a new escape route from the backyard or mastering the art of opening the pantry door. One day, after a particularly exhausting walk, I thought we were finally going to have a calm evening. I got settled on the couch, turned on some TV, and before I knew it, my Malinois had found the hidden stash of dog toys I had tucked away in the closet. Out came every single squeaky toy, every chew bone, and suddenly, my once peaceful living room became a battleground of toys. I couldn't help but laugh. There was no stopping the chaos. Oh, and let's not forget the infamous kitchen incident. I had baked a fresh batch of cookies, for myself, not the dog, and left them on the counter to cool. Big mistake. Within minutes, they were gone. My Malinois had jumped up, grabbed the tray, and helped themselves to a feast. I came back to a trail of cookie crumbs leading to a very guilty-looking dog lounging on the couch, looking like they had just won the lottery. But it doesn't stop there. One of the most unbelievable moments was when they somehow figured out how to open the back gate. I was in my office working, and when I stepped outside to check on them, they were gone. My heart sank. I ran through the neighborhood in a panic, only to find them joyfully playing in a neighbor's yard as if nothing was wrong. The relief was overwhelming, but so was the realization that I had seriously underestimated this dog's intelligence. If you have liked the video so far, please consider subscribing. Another unforgettable incident was the day I decided to attempt some yard work while my Malinois was roaming around. Within 10 minutes, they had unearthed half of the flower bed I had spent hours planting the week before. Dirt was flying everywhere, and the plants? Gone. It looked like I had a mini bulldozer in my backyard. Of course, they were thrilled with their handiwork, while I was left standing there in disbelief, wondering what I had gotten myself into. And speaking of yards, let me tell you about their love for digging. I had no idea one dog could create so many holes in such a short period of time. Every time I think I've filled in a hole, another one appears the next day. It's like a never-ending game of find the next place to dig. At this point, I half expect to walk out and find them in the center of the earth. Now let's talk about socialization. I've tried introducing them to other dogs, thinking it would help burn off some energy. But oh no, they've got their own agenda. My Malinois tends to take the role of boss in any social situation. They're not aggressive, but they are definitely in charge, much to the dismay of the other dogs at the park. I've had more than a few conversations with other dog owners about managing my Malinois' enthusiasm. On one particularly memorable day, I thought I'd tire them out with a game of fetch. Everything was going smoothly until they decided to outsmart me once again. Instead of bringing the ball back, they took off in the opposite direction and buried it somewhere in the yard. I spent the next hour looking for that ball, and spoiler alert, I never found it. My Malinois, on the other hand, was sitting there watching me with a smirk, clearly entertained by my futile search. It's moments like these that make you question your sanity. Yet, As challenging as this breed can be, there's something about their spirit that keeps you going. Despite the chaos, the destruction, and the constant battle of wills, I wouldn't trade my Malinois for anything. They've taught me patience, perseverance, and how to laugh at the absurd. One thing I didn't expect when getting a Belgian Malinois was just how emotionally in tune they are with their humans. Sure, they have a reputation for being high energy and relentless, but there's another side to them that's incredibly affectionate and protective. My Malinois can be bouncing off the walls one minute, and the next, they'll come over and rest their head on my lap, looking up at me with those deep, intelligent eyes, as if they know exactly what I'm thinking or feeling. It's almost like they have a sixth sense when I'm stressed or tired, and that's when they'll tone down their energy, at least for a few minutes. Those quiet moments remind me of just how special this breed can be, and why, despite all the challenges, they're worth every bit of effort. But don't be fooled into thinking that just because they have a soft side, they're going to be easygoing all the time. My Malinois has this knack for knowing when to pull out their mischievous streak. Like the time I thought I could relax for 5 minutes while leaving a bowl of popcorn on the coffee table. Big mistake. I turned my back for 1 second, and they had expertly nudged the bowl off the table and were helping themselves to the snack, all while looking at me like, "Well, you left it here, didn't you?" The combination of their intelligence and playfulness keeps me on my toes constantly. And while it can be exasperating, it's also part of what makes life with a Malinois such an adventure. The biggest lesson I've learned through all of this is that owning a Belgian Malinois is not for the faint of heart. It's a full-time job that requires constant attention, energy, and creativity. They will push your limits, test your patience, and make you rethink everything you thought you knew about dogs. But in the end, they'll also show you what it means to love unconditionally. Even when they're causing chaos, they have this incredible ability to melt your heart with a single glance. In conclusion, owning a Belgian Malinois is truly a roller coaster experience, one that's not for everyone. This breed brings with it boundless energy, intelligence, and a strong-willed personality that demands a dedicated, active, and patient owner. While the challenges of their destructive tendencies, relentless need for exercise, and training difficulties can push anyone to their limits, they also offer incredible loyalty, emotional sensitivity, and a bond like no other. For those who are up for the task, a Malinois can become not just a pet, but a partner who will stand by your side through thick and thin. If you're considering bringing one into your life, make sure you're fully prepared for the commitment they require. Because while they can turn your world upside down, they can also fill it with moments of joy and connection that make it all worthwhile. So, if you're up for the challenge and willing to embrace the madness, a Belgian Malinois might just be the right dog for you. If you've got your own Malinois stories, I'd love to hear them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more wild tales of life with this breed, and I'll see you in the next video. Did you enjoy the content? Please support the channel by clicking the subscribe and share buttons.